Imagine that every time you ask ChatGPT a question, it used 5 times more electricity than a regular Google search. That's pretty surprising, right? Artificial intelligence feels clean, smart, and futuristic, but behind the scenes, it uses an incredible amount of power and water. What's worse is that not every country feels that impact equally. Today, I want to explain 3 things. First, how AI harms the environment. Second, why those effects are unfairly distributed. And finally, what we can do to make AI more sustainable. Let's start with the environmental cost of artificial intelligence. According to the Harvard Business Bureau review, researchers from the Harvard School of Public Health and Boston University found that training a single AI model can cause thousands of megawatt hours of electricity and releases hundreds of tons of carbon dioxide, about the same energy used by hundreds of homes in a single year. And that's not all. These data centers use huge amounts of water to cool down their servers. The same article points out that this process can worsen droughts in dry areas like Arizona and Chile, where water is already scarce. By 2026, AI data centers are expected to consume about 6% of all US electricity. That's a massive stain on the environment for technology that we often assume is clean. Now that we understand how much energy AI uses, let's talk about who feels these effects the most. Dr. Ibrahim Al-Frana, an environmental policy research from the University of Birmingham, published a 2025 study in the Journal of Environmental Management showing that AI's environmental effects are not equal across the world. He found that middle and low-income countries face the worst pollution and water shortages because they lack strong environmental protection. For example, digital industries grow in places like Brazil or India. They often build new data centers without proper regulations, which leads to higher carbon emissions and water waste. Meanwhile, wealthier nations like the United States and those in Europe face smaller effects because they have cleaner energy systems and stronger environmental laws. Al-Nafra explains that AI's environmental damage isn't inevitable. It depends on policy choices and how governments choose to regulate technology. So, how do we make AI part of the solution instead of part of the problem? Researchers at MIT News in 2024 say that AI can become more sustainable through smarter design and energy use. For example, Google runs its data centers in Finland on 97% of carbon-free energy. MIT research also suggests that geographical load balancing, which means sending AI computing tasks to regions that use cleaner power sources. Governments can help too, by encouraging companies to use renewable energy or by setting limits on carbon emissions. These steps might sound small, but they can make a bigger difference in how AI impacts the planet. Now, some people might argue that AI can actually help the environment, and they are partially right. Dr. Al-Nafra notes that under strong environmental policies, AI could be used as a tool to reduce emissions, track pollutions, or improve energy efficiency. And that's true. AI can support sustainability if it is used responsibly. But right now, that's not what's happening. Most AI companies are still focused on growing, not conserving. The Harvard Business Review warns that even with better technology, it's hard to predict AI's long-term impact on the climate. Without strict environmental standards, the benefits will stay limited to wealthy countries while poorer ones bear the environmental cost. So what does that mean for us? Artificial intelligence has the power to shape the future, but it is not without consequences. We've learned that AI use has a huge amounts of energy and water impact, that poor countries often pay the higher prices, and that smarter technology and better policies could help fix that. AI can either make climate change worse or become a force for good. The choice is up to us. So next time you use ChatGPT or an AI image generator, remember this. Every question uses power. The real question is, what kind of power do we want it to represent?